Oh my goodness. Dungeons and Dragons. That's what we're here for. You guys hear me on Discord?
Yeah.
No, we can't hear you.
Why does this show that my... Okay, you know what? It's fine. If you guys can hear me and it looks like the sound is going away, we're probably fine. Probably fine. I updated the game, so things are should be running as smooth as they were before. I don't think there's anything that has been broken. So if you would like to kind of check your sheets, there might be some stuff that you can kind of like play around with, touch around. Some things might be new, some things might be updated. Also, on a side note, the easiest way to kind of ensure everything is in one place when you're working with it is that if you go under your inventory, your spellbook, your features, and all that stuff, you can right-click it to add it to favorites, and all of it will show up in your attributes in the first main page of your character sheet. That'll make it very easy for you if you want to keep everything on location.
I don't know why I went to spellbook first.
Yeah,
Not a spellcaster.
Who has no spells.
And it was like, yeah, spellbook, of course.
Yeah,
oh wait.
Of course.
One day when I die, maybe. I don't know. If last session was any indication.
Nah, I can't die anymore.
Oh, no, it does come back on first. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't update that automatically. There we go.
Really? If you level up your paladin, it doesn't just go up?
In my way on hand, so it didn't update it.
Oh,
Weird.
yay, the tool proficiencies actually have their own thing now.
Yeah. Disguise kit, forgery kit, gaming set, these tools.
Woodcarver's tools, painter's tools, and weaver's tools. Two very different sets of proficiencies.
Yeah. I can see what we work in, what type of businesses.
What if I told you I could tell someone's profession based on their proficiency bonuses?
That would be very normal. Also, there's something else that you guys can keep track of. At the very top of the character, in like the character actors thing, you should be able to manage something called a party resource. You guys
resource blocks will appear here once they're added.
Okay, here. But you guys
there's all her gold.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't realize
we've got a lot of fucking gold. Holy shit.
To be fair, though, that's split between a lot of us.
Yeah, I know. I mean, to be fair, I've got 118 Dwarven gold still, so.
Oh, it's up at the top of the screen, too.
Yes, sir. Do you want it to be not at the top of the
screen? Oh,
shit.
No, that's fine.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That way,
I like to see it diminish.
New things.
I was about to say, that way, if someone ever says, like, oh, yeah, we can't afford that, or like, someone's like, hey, can someone lend a little bit of money? And everyone's like, no, we know that someone's lying if that number is really high.
Yeah, no, at that point, you might as well just put all of our individual gold amounts up there if you can.
Who's got the most?
I don't know if I can.
You could just say that we tell each other. We could always put a private gold stash.
I'm pretty sure the one who still has the most is Lyra.
All the betting.
I thought Lyra used a lot.
I don't think you guys are aware she's carrying around a lot of money.
I have like 700 something.
You have 700 gold. However, you also have the Dwarven gold.
Yes.
Have you spent any of that?
I have 120 of that.
Jesus. So you haven't.
It's all Lyra. So this money is hers.
She's got like
2 Lyra
alone.
To be fair, I still have 104 of the Dwarven gold.
I still have 118, so.
Where did you guys get that? I don't even remember.
From the Dwarven slavers?
Gold? Yeah. They had a lot of money on them.
From the slavers I killed with a random encounter.
We should kill more slavers more often.
We probably should, all things considered.
So we
Some of
start
it is-
becoming slaver hunters
Or bounty hunters.
just for the money. Yeah, I guess bounty hunters. But what if slavers don't have bounties? What are we gonna do then?
Hunt them anyway. They'll
Then
probably
we,
be carrying a lot of. Okay, but that's not what we're here for.
Do you realize how
Last we had
expensive a person is, Andrew?
Last we had left off, you guys can talk about it after. Last we had left off, our wonderful little party of adventurers had made their way over towards the city of Melagast, having crossed over the mountain, the Artemis, nearing where Wild's castle were. They saw a large variety of people on the road, and quite a few seemed to be gathering towards the actual city of Melagast. They wandered towards it, attacked all on the road, repelled said attack, and made their way to the actual city proper. Now, you find yourselves near the outskirts of it, having just very interesting individuals, a variety of which have now made their way into the city. You guys can, from the outside of the city, watch as, or just kind of, let me give you a general description of it. So, as you guys wander your way towards the actual city itself, it comes into view proper. You see these massive walls adorned with large statues, you think, kind of adorning the outskirts of the actual city proper. You see a variety of small farms and buildings that are adorning the outside of the wall, but from the best that you can tell, it doesn't actually seem to be a proper gate walls. There's nothing that really stops the traffic from flowing in and out. You see sets of guards kind of trying to maintain general order, but they're not really stopping proper. Beyond the actual walls and turrets, near the edges of the actual city, you see a variety of living quarters, kind of tiered structures, which rises in the air. Furthest back, you see a variety of castle buildings that are just erected on the side of the itself. Some buried within, partially within itself, though you're not entirely on purpose, or if that's just how they were built. But the city appears to be gathered into three relatively large tiers. The first one being the one that you're about to enter. Large sets of kind of farms, small generals that are littering the outskirts of the city proper. You do see that a variety of different merchants, people have set up temporary carts or temporary locations, are selling all sorts of random knickknacks and that tourists or adventurers partake upon. Many of them operating out of small carts that they've running on the side of the road. It's quite the crowded. Some are a little bit more permanent and have, some tents set up of which they're selling their wares and items out of. See off to one side what appears to be like a small arena, maybe 30 foot in size, where you see a rather large man wearing full plate armor, kind of engaged in fisticuffs. Really small halfling man. And from just where you currently are, casually watching this, it appears the halfling man is honestly dominating in a show of strength, as this large plated man is not having a good time. But continue moving onwards, the actual crowd, gets thicker and more dense. You hear people talking, and there is honestly quite a lot more people. The majority of which are human, half elves, quite a large amount of elves as well, and halfling, though nothing too significant. But one or two dragonborn. Though it appears that most people are kind of steering clear, not necessarily bothering them, but not necessarily, get in their way. But the actual city opens proper, and you can see sets of stairs that rise up between each of these tiers. The lower tier of which we're currently at are on the outskirts of the rise quite high before another set, before the second tier takes over. The large, long, winding steps that lead to the second tier. Another set way further to see higher. The buildings continually escalate. What a large city, and it's beautiful. But you know, ended the.
So everything that we've been seeing is still just like outside the walls.
No. So you can see through the main like gate of the wall.
Oh,
Because there is no gate. There's nothing that stops traffic flowing in or out of the app. Don't know if it's like if there's never been a gate or if the gate has been taken away temporarily.
Jake, am I imagining it right? Is it sort of like Gondor or like something else?
Kind of, except that each of the tiers are much larger and more flat, and they take up a lot more space. Each one being like their own city, their own right. And Gondor, do you mean Minas Tirith?
Yes. Yes, my bad.
because Gondor, it wasn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Gondor like the whole nation? Effectively?
Yeah, it is. I just thought I was remembered Gondor.
Minas Tirith, man. But yes, effectively similar to that. But it's less like hard defined tiers. It's more like loose areas that seem to be rising based on just the natural geography.
Has anyone from our party been here or familiar with the city?
I presume I've heard things from merchants.
Darcy
No.
probably has heard of things. Lyra has almost definitely been here. Varus, there's a very high likelihood as well. And Vestelle can give me a hint. So anybody amongst that list can probably give me Artemis, probably.
Sure.
I was about to say, I've probably.
So
Yeah.
everyone but Vaerun.
Yeah, everyone except for Vaerun.
Hey, come to the south. I'll tell you where the best brothel is. No,
He
whole
probably
region.
did.
Why is Lyra so stupid?
Oh, poor Lyra.
You've been here, Lyra. How do you not know anything? Probably got blackout drunk or something and doesn't remember like a whole stretch of weeks.
Would not be surprised. Sorry, the game is like bit. I just realized that I have like 7,000 things open, of which I am going to close now.
I was about to say, I just clicked. There it goes. I was about to say, I clicked it. I didn't know what happened.
I clicked it too.
Sorry.
Hmm.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy.
I do other things other than dragons.
I can't believe you. How dare you?
That. Why is Spotify taking?
Do you have your shit downloaded?
Yeah. All my music's downloaded, man. Oh, I'm not even listening to any of it right now. Sorry. Okay, this should be much better. A lot smooth. Excellent. But Lyra, honestly, you Artemis, you don't recall much about this. Kind of blurry. Artemis, it's been a while since you. But you do remember that that there's 3 tiers to the city, and that technically there's a 4th tier where the Van Bloom Castle resides. Currently 20 years ago, that castle was up in some sort of accident, as it was reported by the majority of people. But you're not entirely sure. Just 20 years ago, that castle gone, but now you're very evidently looking at it because there once more. At the very least, seems to resemble what the castle looks. You don't know what it. Presumably, what Castle Van Bloom. As for the rest of you, Vestelle, Varus, and Darcy, the 3 of you would know a little bit more about the actual city itself, and you know that Melagost, it's previously had been its own free city-state in a very similar manner to Umber, but basically with the death, or rumored death of Van Bloom after his castle blew up, House Tristan had stepped in and had essentially taken over himself. And they had ruled until recently, where Van Bloom booted them out after having is in fact alive. City is mainly divided into 3 separate sections. The section of which we currently are, it's called the Viewers District, while there's the middle section is called the Roots District, and the top district, where all the fancy stuff and all the best amount of daylight is called the Gardens District. You do know that distinctive the actual city itself is very much covered in a large amount of it, from the various different vines that to the trees that just popping up out. Though there has been attempts to reduce the amount of vegetation, nature still nonetheless holds a very solid. And as for you, Varus, you have heard rumors that the city, Melgost itself, is actually built in the old ruins of a dwarvish capital, though which one, whether it's true or not, is complete mystery. Yeah. That's Melgost.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
What are you guys up to?
Anyone?
I guess first things first, we should probably secure lodging.
Might be nice to
Suppose
have
so.
a place to go back to.
And it would also probably be a good idea to, I don't know, get a new cart, new horses.
Oh God, yes, please.
I think we should probably do that, like on the way out or something, though.
Well,
That's true.
It depends. Aren't we going to Fort Gray afterwards? Isn't that on the other side of mountains and woods?
That is on the other side. It's up to the party.
It's on the other side of an ocean. Or at least an inlet.
Yeah, Lyra, what's the best way to travel? Is it by foot? Are there special animals that help us get across? Is there teleportation?
Do I know if there's a teleportation circle or something on the other side?
In Fort Gray?
Or around that area?
Give me an Arcana check. Or a history check.
Don't choose history. Oh, shit.
You sit there and the rest of you watch as Lyra ponders really hard, but Lyra, you don't come up with any. There's a possibility that Kirkwall probably has one, considering it's also another large city. But other than that,
sorry guys, I just walked across the mountains, no biggie.
Yeah, because
Judging, we've got a full map of the continent, right?
I believe you guys have this.
So, yeah, just making sure. So, judging by the map, regardless, we would have to go to Valere or Bright Meadow to get there anyway, because the sea routes don't take you there. So
yeah, we probably
good idea to get a cart if we're going that way.
Because we'd have to go through the mountains anyways, or take a boat. So we might as well find a way to get through to another city, and then once we get to the opposite side of the mountains, then potentially get one. Or if we're just going to take a boat from here to there, I mean, I guess.
I was going to say,
we're landlocked. Never mind.
I was going to say, no matter what, if we do cross over, then we're still going to have to take a boat.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, let's go to Valere and then just ride on over there.
That would probably be the best idea.
Somehow leave our horses and cart with the locals, and hopefully not get stolen.
You put a lot of faith into people.
Hey.
I usually want to err on the side of optimism when it comes to business, but I don't think that would go well. They'd sell our horses in a heartbeat.
Look, one day, it may not be today, probably won't be tomorrow, but one day we will only have to deal with a card issue. Eventually. I don't know when that will come. But I can assure you, I can fix the issue with a horse or something.
There's a fun ritual spell I can get called Phantom Steed.
Yeah, someday I'll get the spell that teleports us back to one place.
Really?
Yeah,
Fire.
apparently.
Rather than
Oh, you
that
lovely,
doesn't
lovely
sound
magic
all
people.
that useful, Vaerun. No offense. Maybe in an emergency, but
It's useful to teleport back to a home. That's all.
Our home? Our home? What?
A home.
Whose?
Or temple. A temple, really, is what it's
Oh, so a home of a
used for.
god. Got it.
Well, the home of a priest or cleric that ventured out to do a certain task.
right. First things first, let's just get past the walls.
I think we can also.
A theoretical teleportation can be discussed at a different time.
I'm sure Malagos probably has more options, so we should keep our eyes and brains open.
Ask around. Maybe we meet another gray around here, you think?
I highly doubt it. We are very, very rare.
That's true. You are like only the second one I've seen.
And the first one you've seen was probably all the way back at Free Reach.
Well,
Curious that we've met more Watchers than we have Greys, considering, only like.
Well, to be fair, we went exactly where they live.
Yeah, if we go up to Fort Grey, then you'll get to see dozens of us. A dozen of us.
only a dozen?
There's only a dozen. There's only a dozen watching your fort.
Well, everyone's in and out, but there's not many of us, so it could be just a dozen there.
It's like, what if you get attacked?
I don't think many people would want to or have any use for attacking the Greys.
There's probably not much to gain out of just attacking a bunch of monster hunters.
Aside from wiping them all out.
Again, though, to what purpose?
I know
someone with a vengeance.
I know that people aren't quite keen to our existence, but I don't think they dislike us to that extent.
You never know, I suppose. Lodging.
Yep, up to the wall, up to the gate we go.
So that's the first thing you guys are searching for? Is there any sort of specific inn that you're looking for? Or just kind of going with whatever you...
Preferably we can judge the quality from the outside, decide.
Sure. Would like to
Maybe
decide on...
Could say a place someone stayed at before.
Yeah. You probably have stayed. The ones in the lower city are kind of like... Not necessarily that they're lower class. They're just much more expensive than they need. And honestly, the quality's a little bit. As they're designed for the tourists. The people who are coming in, coming out, merchants, the people who are spending not a lot of time here, but just want to stay, and honestly are willing to... If you want proper lodging with proper bits of various different things, you'd probably be better off going.
It'd probably make more sense to get lodging in the mid anyway, so we have easier access to the entire city.
Well, do we know how long we're wanting to stick around here before we leave?
I suppose that depends on all of you. I would obviously like to go back to Umber for maybe a couple of days.
Yeah, or we could teleport her over. Could go either way.
I would prefer to go there.
All things considered, we're going to be spending an amount of time here, so if you need to go step away for a few days, we're still going to be here.
Well, I would certainly hope so. Otherwise, we're going to have a very strange conversation if we ever meet again.
I've got far too much inventory, not enough income. So I'm going to be working on that.
Yeah, it would be nice to take it easy for a bit after all we've been through. Maybe take some time to digest everything we've learned, and you know, Malagot's a big city. We might find more answers here.
That's another thing. Need to go to the library, I suppose.
As you guys are actually wandering into the city proper now, wandering your way towards the midsections, you can see that very much the city itself is actually prepping. That the entirety of the city, like up in arms, not necessarily, or well, sorry, excited to be a better way to put it. That there's quite a few decorations that are put in place, both just things hanging from the light poles. Some of the buildings have various different bits of decoration indicate various different. You do hear a teller, street crier. Those
Crier?
yeah, crier. You do hear one of the criers kind of like shouting out various different news, kind of giving location, general ideas. You have bounty board. There are jobs that themselves. But there is also kind of catches your guys' ears relative that there is a ball, or at the very least a chance, get an invitation for a ball, private event, Bloom, at his castle. Just listening to him, you could hear that nearby in the there's a chance that you could win your own trip to this ball for you and your group of friends on a random draw to get to meet Van Bloom, mingle with higher society. And you also hear something else that catches your ear, that there have been people going missing. Mostly young folk.
Yay, more of that.
That sounds familiar.
Not a large amount, but enough to be concerned about.
I'm right on the edge of that fucking demographic. God damn it!
Damn, get fucked.
Looks like we're gonna be here
You
a
look
while.
like you're part of the same demographic. Shut up.
Yeah, but I'm over 100.
Yeah. And you can see, some younger children kind of running around, throwing things at people. Specifically, it looks like crumpled up balls of advertisements, of which you kind of pick one up and you realize it's very much seemingly about this ball that is being and it's going to take place at the same time. The Feast of Selbiors, yeah. So it's the feast of Day.
And then 2 days after is the Day of Dragons.
Sir. But yeah, during the Feast of Days, the Van Bloom is invite only ball. Very interesting. Meet him.
We should probably enter into that drawing.
I see no harm, though. I highly doubt we're gonna win.
Sorry, the Feast of Life.
We probably won't, but it's better than waiting however long to try and meet the man.
Well, it depends on how much it costs to enter or what we gotta do.
I might be able to offset the cost, who knows?
As you guys are kind of walking
No, I
around,
doubt it'll be nearly as cheap as the raffle I had.
general charisma check.
Cute.
Jesus.
Just regular charisma?
Regular charisma check.
Yeah, I hate charisma checks.
Perception.
Weird. I hit charisma.
As did I.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did too.
what's going on?
I clicked
Have you
it, but it
fucked with
never
our
went.
checks or again, Jake? Does a save work? Nope, save didn't work either.
Oh,
Jesus.
I did dexterity apparently.
No,
I clicked it. It's just like the main ones that don't work.
Okay,
Oh.
well, I'm changing.
Can we just count that as the soft 20 that it is?
Do something. Sorry, I'm switching you over to. I don't know why it's not. This one work? It doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't work. Okay, that's cool. All right, I thought it was
fine.
working.
It just means that we can't roll a save or the fucking.
Yeah, we'll just roll it base.
Check. Yeah,
just roll a d20 in chat. It's not too big of a deal.
Sure. Give me a weapon attack.
Don't worry. What the fuck? Oh,
that's me. That's me.
I just like massacred.
By the way, Jake, that would be a soft 20. On.
Yeah, that's a nat 1. Woohoo!
Woo!
What are we rolling?
Oh, weird.
Charisma check.
Charisma.
Soft 20.
How fitting.
Darcy. Artemis is high as well. Vestelle's low. Varus is low. Lyra's pretty good.
The only reason he's higher than me is because he actually has a 20 in charisma.
Vaerun's is not bad either. Well, okay. As you guys are walking throughout the streets.
How shocking that the two people who don't like being around people.
The two people who are crowding and kind of like shying away from people, generally in the middle of your group, kind of no one really. There's people just handing out what appears to be the common date to a variety of people. You see a middle-aged set of twins, a man and a woman. They kind of walk up to all of you and daisies to you guys, but since Vestelle and Varus are standing in the middle of the group, they're like, it's probably not worth it, so they just walk around and leave after the rest of you. A little fly. Hang on to.
Darcy's paranoid about it's knowing that there's disappearances and crap. Detect magic.
Yeah. As you open up your eyes, the daisies do not give off any vibe, but glancing around at the actual city itself, though you don't necessarily detect very much in your immediate vicinity, give me a perception.
Okay. Nope.
Glancing around, even with your detect magic eyes, as you're kind of like parsing through the actual city itself and wandering through, you think like every once in a while you seem to catch something eye that's like disappear. So there seems to be something, but you're not entirely sure what that something might be.
If I'm catching it on the edge of my vision, do I get any like color or anything or a vague shape?
Unfortunately, you don't have time to kind of like focus on the actual thing before it just disappears. So no solid color.
All right. But yeah, over to the people doing the wherever the heck we go to sign up for that drawing.
The nearest guards post. And as you guys kind of make your way over to the guard post, you wander around, look around, and there's a few things that are of interest. Mainly one, you see that there's quite a actually large regiment of guards. They seem very much in casual, really shit garb. Well, their armor in comparison to very medium. Not exactly. It doesn't exactly look like created custom for all of them. Some of them look a little bit too big for them, or they are cleaned up. They look nice. A lot of the guards practicing. It seems that there's been fires. And they're kind of being taught how to use like just a little bit of an overception, specifically Varus and Artemis. You guys would hear as you're walking past.
It'd be more Vaerun than Artemis, I think.
Oh, wait, no. Artemis has.
Yeah, I have a 16 perception, but yeah.
Not bad. Yeah, so like anybody with a 16 passive or higher would be able to hear Sergeant kind of like drilling into telling them about the weapon that they're using. Like, allow them to a little bit of crowd control, a little bit of handling weapons, also be. So, nothing. Yeah. Training. As you actually arrive at the raffle, it's quite packed. You see a large variety kind of outside of this guard. 4 guards who are desperately trying to not get crushed. Sitting there with like their pikes held out. The one man, probably like sort of retainer, as such. He's kind of just standing there with like pieces of paper that people are writing their names on and then putting into the like large glass dome. And you can see that the glass dome is pretty. And even now, there's still quite a large amount around trying to get their names in. You see merchants who look like they're pretty honestly well off, that they got a chance to actually come off to this team. Maybe they're overdressing, just because try and kind of upstate the situation you have. You see people who are honestly look like they're not very off, who are also trying to put their name in. You see one teenage kid with like 30 different pieces of paper in his hands, trying to put it into the bowl and glancing around. As far as you do spot what appears a group of like 10 kids who are on the edge of an alley watching him and like cheering him on. Yeah, it's quite the crowd. All of you give me a perception. Vaerun, Lyra, and Varus. The 3 of you spot someone that a little bit more unique. Spot a Grey Warden. Another one. One that is not.
I knew it.
But for some reason, Lyra, Varus, the 2 of you find that visually very similar. That he has blonde hair, like a tall, muscular, and has, well, the eye color is always the same, all of them. There's a very weird sharpness. Not necessarily because he's a Grey Warden, but just personality wise. Not entirely sure. But he also drops his name in the bowl as you're trying to follow him with your eye.
I think I turned to Lyra. Is that someone you knew?
Jake, do I know
This one specifically?
know this? Yes. Huh. It feel familiar, but I don't recall having seen or met them, which is kind of strange given how few there are of us.
Well, he's a blonde grey. Would you want me to go and see if I can't find him and look into him?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Like this, except he has golden eyes.
This, again, it might just be me overthinking things, but couldn't that potentially turn out really bad?
How so? I'd be happy to meet another Grey, and I'm sure they'd be happy to see me.
The problem in that is, while we know Varus isn't a monster, some people might think differently, especially a monster hunter.
Well, how would they know?
Shall we
Who
keep
knows?
this on the down low while we're in the middle of a crowd, please?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm actively whispering it.
I'm sure
Yeah,
it'll be fine as long as Varus is with me.
And I don't think that they would have any direct way of knowing that regardless. I mean, even with my divine sense, it doesn't really show up much differently compared to everyone else, so I doubt it's something that they would be well attuned to just to be able to point out in a crowd.
I think as long as Lyra's around, more likely to believe us.
Well, the longer we talk, the farther he gets, so let me know if I'm doing this right now.
Yeah, probably should do it right now before we lose him in the crowd.
The only problem, obviously, being we don't have ways of communicating. So I doubt you'll be able to keep up or not keep up, but keep an eye on me.
Actually, something that I noticed. Varus, if you could put your name here, as Darcy just pulls out his book. I think if I'm understanding this, if I'm understanding it correctly, I might be able to initiate a conversation with you at range.
All right. I'll write my name down in his book.
You just have to write his name down in the magic book that his patron gave him. I'm sure there's no consequences to that action one bit.
You know, it terrifies me, but we're doing this.
I had this book long before the whole situation.
Yeah, we'll write down Varus Ariel in there.
Yep.
See if it works.
And Darcy will take a pen, write down testing. Can you hear this? As it's effectively just sending that I write down.
Yeah, Varus, your head, you're a very monotone and almost voice goes various words.
Some TTS.
Wonderful. I hate that. I'll be on my way.
As those words are written in the book.
Yep. And I will make my way the way that the Grey went and see if I can't spot him again.
I'll check in with you every 15 minutes.
Sure. I will try to see if I can find him, and if I can't, I don't know. Check around, I guess.
Yeah, perception check.
Aye, Chief.
Yeah, honestly, now that you're like properly trying to for him, he stands out in the crowd. It's difficult for a blonde girl.
Figured he might. Yeah.
It does seem that he's trying to kind of like blend into the crowd itself. But given that one, he's carrying a massive greatsword on his back, a great bow across his other shoulder, and is just kind of walking past people, being slightly taller than they are, and having a much confident stature than others, you spot him relatively. You do see that he's kind of making his way away, though in a general direction that seems previously heading. Excuse me.
Sure. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to follow him. Probably doing better than he is of blending into a crowd that is moving.
Give me a stealth check.
Sure. Let's hope it's not bad. Oh, babe. Oh, that's a 1.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate.
Oh no.
Man,
11,
it's a
by the way.
shame that the 1 is a 12.
Yeah.
After about like
Mm.
30 or so seconds of following him, kind of go blink, kind of part your hair off a little bit to the side as it gets in your eye, and at that moment, he disappears. And about 3 seconds later, you feel a very, very, very sharp blade kind of tickle the back of your spine. And you hear from behind you, "What?"
Would you believe me if I told you I'm traveling with a grey who wants to meet you?
Absolutely.
Well, it's the truth. No, not more charisma checks.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Not more charisma checks.
Hmm.
A bit.
You kind of like feel the blade move ever so slightly as it kind of chill. Thing.
Lyra. She
Well.
hasn't seen you before either. The raffle.
Puts away. As you turn around to look, got an eyebrow just. And you're traveling. Right.
Circumstantially, yes.
You're very
We
lucky
found
to
each
get
other
the
at this
job
point in
done.
time.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said, circumstantially, we seem to have come together.
Very lucky you don't. Do you?
Why would I have a contract on my head? Do you have a contract on your head? Wonderful.
Good to meet you.
Sure. I'll just start walking back.
Yeah, just through the crowd. It basically parts for the two of you. Quite the rest of you watch as Varus brings back this very strange, mysterious group. Kind of glances over your party and eyes stop on, crosses his arms, look very close.
I can say the same about you.
Well, I haven't been home. Guessing you're relatively.
Yes, I guess I am fairly young for your standards.
Well, do you want to meet me in this city?
Oh, I thought. Well, first of all, introductions would be probably be in order as yeah. I think we should at least introduce ourselves.
You know, we typically work alone.
Yes, but there's also only a handful of us on this continent, so I figured it would be nice to know everyone.
Oh, figures. Nice to meet you. Lyra,
Yes, Lyra is the name.
I'm Zucker.
Nice to meet you, Zucker.
Earth Element.
I am dragon infused.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
All is finally. Oh.
Fortunately or unfortunately, yes.
Go through with it. That's. But she has. Good for you. Do you feel like you have like a murderous urge to kill all the dwarves that you've seen? It's not present, right?
I haven't felt that as of yet.
Is that something that usually is?
No, I'm
Give
just
me a
thought that
dwarf.
be possible.
We did travel briefly with dwarf, and there was no problem. So
Okay, well, that theory's out the gate. It's not.
Yeah, it's likely due to a personal trauma and the other usual suspects.
But welcome to Malaghost. You said you're not here for her.
Well, it's a long story. A very long story.
Are you busy then?
Not particularly. We
Perfect.
just arrived.
Sounds perfect. Because I've got a hunt. I could use. The only reason I'm even offering any of you is because you've got her with you.
Oh, this is a group offer.
Oh, more the merrier, and one other allied as well, including the rest of you.
What's the target?
Vampire, a higher one, a blended. I was wondering why the two of you, or her, sorry.
It would seem my theory on if they could detect or not.
I called it. I knew. I told you.
To be
Question.
fair,
Question: did you draw your weapon on him? Looking at the grey, like indicating, did you draw your weapon on Varus?
Thinking about it.
I knew it. I told you. I told you.
I had
You
seen
know,
all of
to
the
be
contracts
fair-
in the city. Was done for vampire.
technically not a vampire.
Sure. Got the fangs,
I mean-
got the blood.
There's a family problem going on in my specific circumstance.
Oh, what
To
the
be-
fuck
to be
do you
fair-
mean family?
Have you heard of the Orioles?
Oh, them. Well,
Yes, well, I'm one of them, so
that
it's a
doesn't
little problem
explain
with
anything.
blood. There's a
Some
little problem
sort
with
of
blood.
corrupted blood thing.
If it's any consolation, he's about as much of a vampire as you are an earth elemental, and as I am an air elemental.
Okay, fair enough. Point taken. But the bounty on you, I see no. With whatever. But I, vampire. As far as I'm aware, kind of looks around. There's a fucking giant ass crowd that's past. Not here. Can't talk here. Talk later. You guys got a position you're comfortable in the city? No, doesn't matter. Even if you are, you can meet me somewhere. He kind of writes down a small note, hands it to Lyra. Meet me here later on. 9-10 o'clock. It's the Dancing Dragon. It's a decent time. It's alright.
Got it. See you then.
I feel right at home, Lyra.
Perfect.
Who goes around?
No rest for the wicked, huh? A vampire.
Sorry, could you repeat?
No rest for the wicked.
Well-
The vampire.
If you're so wicked, probably rather than.
Lovely. So, about going to that fort now that we know that the fact that they can see both of us might not be a good idea.
The rest of them are as interesting. Well, actually, they might be, but well, I know some people would be okay with it.
Lyra, no offense, but I can perfectly imagine an incredibly overzealous Grey seeing either Varus and Vestelle, and then we have a fight on our hands.
Oh, it'll be fine. I'm sure all this will be there.
No, I don't think it will be. When has anything we've done ever turned out fine?
Come on, Lyra knows some better than you do. I'm sure if she says it's fine,
She can
it'd
vouch
have
for
to be.
us.
I want
I
to point
may
out.
ask,
I want to point out that all of you said I was wrong about him being able to recognize Varus for.
But
So-
he didn't kill him because he's a
No, he did not kill him. However,
To be fair, pretty sure he didn't kill me because I mentioned I was traveling with a grey.
Well, the point is the Greys aren't just going to murder someone just because they're a vampire.
no, I'm not saying them as a whole. I'm just talking about a particularly over-enthusiastic one.
Well, I'm sure that
You cannot tell me that you have not met a single Grey who doesn't kill monsters on sight.
they won't kill indiscriminately. They at least take some time to think things through. So I have faith in most Greys.
If I may ask something, Lyra, is it just because you're newer that you couldn't sense Vestelle and I when we met? Or no, I guess would be the better, not sense.
Wait, Jake, did I know when I first met them? Or I can't remember.
No, you did not.
Yeah, it could be attributed to my inexperience. I am still fairly young, as you guys can probably tell, for even a human. So I don't exactly have as much experience under my belt with regards to hunting vampires and the lot. So
Okay.
How old do you get? You don't live human years?
well, I know a few Greys that have been around for a very long time. So I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe most Greys don't live until they're old.
Yeah, usually probably fall in combat one way or another. That's all our life is.
How old are you again, Lyra?
Give me a second, I gotta find it.
Frantic searches.
Let me just look at my ID real quick and I'll tell you.
You gotta check.
I am 26 years old. So, fairly young for any racist standard, really.
Definitely young compared to me.
Technically, be a baby if you were an elf, but sure.
Probably be dead if you're. What is that race? Hold on.
Kobold.
I can't remember if it's Kobold or Kinku.
Kobolds live to be like 11.
Yeah,
something
dude,
like that.
yeah.
Kobold. No. Outside of the environment, kobolds can live to like 200.
Then yeah, I don't know which race it is because it says Kinku lives 60. Never mind.
There is no race that just dies at 26.
Pretty sure
The-
kobolds die pretty early.
The race that dies the youngest is full orcs at like 50 or 60.
It's rough.
I imagine we're still in that
Have we been
line.
able to get our names into the
Just their names
raffle?
in.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey,
How long does the wait look like? Is it like a hour wait?
it's not bad. It's actually flow.
We were waiting for to put our names in for the raffle while Varus went off to go and find the other gray.
Oh, then yeah, your names would be by that time. I'm guessing also you're entering.
Yeah, increase the odds.
Reluctantly.
You wouldn't happen to be able to rig this with magic, would you? As I turn to Darcy.
What sort of person do you think I am who's able to do that?
It's not that big a deal. It's just a stupid ball, you know.
No, I understand that. However, I don't have that kind of magic.
Well, you didn't know that you had Mage
something-
Hand a few days ago, so you never know.
It's true, but when it comes to anything bigger, usually it seems to only affect people.
On the week though. I think cheating is bad anyway. Cheating is bad anyway, so. And plus, we could find another way. Who wants to just gamble their life away and get kicked out on the street and lose all your clothes and have
Question,
to.
Jake, what are the actual rules of the raffle? I'm guessing I'm guessing only like one per person.
Yep, one entry per.
Yeah.
And it does cost.
How much?
It is 5 gold per.
Okay.
I can
So what
easily
happened to that?
I'll just pay down 3 dwarvish gold.
What happened to the fucking?
5 for each of us.
What happened to the young kid that went up with like 30?
Yep. He had like a bunch of like silver coins in his hand that he was trying to hand to
Oh, this poor kid.
The guy was like, I could take like 5 of these. He was like, Joe, please, can I get more? Can I get like 7? My friends and I. No, sorry.
Oh,
Oh, crap.
They're far kinder than I expected.
He had enough silver coins to get a bunch of them in. Not all of them.
Oh, so they weren't like street urchins. They were like.
Yeah, they
No,
looked
probably.
like they were relatively decently off. Like they weren't like in rags. They were the clothes they were
Urchins'
wearing.
children?
Merchants' children, middle class.
By the way, Lyra, I covered everyone with dwarvish gold.
Oh, awesome.
As you guys submit. Okay, let's do the rolls. So each of you gets one chance at this.
Okay.
It is
Jesus.
1,000?
It is a D100.
Uh-huh.
And if you roll above a 95, you get it.
Jesus.
Nope.
Rutabaga.
Oh, 1.
Is this close to gory?
Oh, it's like the opposite.
Man.
No.
Oh boy.
Well,
Should
it's
it-
up to Kay.
UK. It's on UK.
Okay,
Well, last one left. Complete the motion.
where's the 100? Oops.
It's the last.
Nope.
No.
Should have called upon your god.
My intervention right now.
Technically,
Give me-
if you wanted to, you could use a Heroic. I'm saying that as option. I'm not saying you have to.
Who wants to get us
That's
to the
bait.
ball?
That's bait.
That is bait.
Is it though? What if I didn't give
You
you
could
any
always
other
shoot.
avenues for entry? Oh,
To be fair, he hasn't yet.
yeah. After a little while, you guys hear winner has. You do see that one of the well-off merchants, as he picks up 6 passes. wanders back.
Hmm.
That's a shame.
Could
I
just
had a 1 in
fucking
20 chance. It's like rolling a
I mean,
20.
I don't believe in violence, but I know I
No,
would
no,
probably
no,
look the other way if you wanted to do something.
no,
Could
no.
just
Violence,
take it to.
violence not necessary.
Oh, we wouldn't be violent.
If I
It'd be
took that,
very slick.
Let me give it a try first.
if I got that bomb and you reverse pickpocketed him, Vaerun,
No,
you think the tickets would survive?
no.
Maybe some magic to
All
compose.
right, no. Let's see what Darcy can do, and then I'll go after him.
Oh man.
All right, Darcy, what are you doing?
Gonna try to follow the man.
Sure. Honestly,
I am as well.
not terribly difficult. Clothes are kind of flammable. We're really well off, and you can he and his like 4 guards trailing him. Oh, what an excellent opportunity I've been presented to meet
Oh,
Van
God.
Bloom in person.
I imagine Darcy hears that and just like, no, no chance. Go.
That was one hell of a face, Jake. That was one hell of a face.
As the two of you are following him, you do see that he places the 6 tickets inside of what appears to be like a glass chest with which he closes.
Mm.
Does it appear magical?
Yes, even without your magical test, probably magical.
Yeah, I'm using detect magic. What sort of magic?
From the best that you can tell, it's abjuration. Oh, sorry, no, not abjuration. Not abjuration. Not abjuration. I need to go double check something.
Okay.
As
If it's a disintegrate spell, it's transmutation.
No. It's
if
actually,
it's power word
If it's
kill,
power
it's
kill,
enchantment.
yeah.
The spell type is actually conjuration.
Okay.
Oh, that's for like extra planar stuff.
Mm.
Or just teleportation based.
Or the fact that the chest itself might have been conjured.
If I look at it with detect magic and like try to focus on it, can I attempt an arcana check to maybe ascertain what
It's
like
function?
what it might do?
Sure.
Yeah,
Give me an arcana
try to
check.
determine function.
Maybe. Oh, okay. So you've never seen this item before, but heard of something very this, and kind of just observing it from a distance, you can see that one, he's kind of like holding it in his hand. So the chances of it actually being a conjured item is it appears enchanted with some sort of conjuration magic. So that's 1. And 2, determine that whatever type of conjuration, it seems to only be affecting the interior, not the the interior
Okay.
of the chest, not the.
Okay.
So
Does it seem to work like a bag of holding?
No. It appears something different. It does appear to be related to sort of matter.
Mm.
So, what type of teleportation?
And the box seems to have some sort of teleporting magic to it.
So a lost cause then.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe you put the tickets
What it
in
could
there and then
it could
teleports it somewhere
simply be put the tickets in, put an object in one side of it, and then you can take it out of another side.
Mm.
I don't know what the point of something like that might be, but that's deliveries.
I suppose one of the options would be to find out where this man is staying and see if we can't, or I can't, happen to stumble in there and see what I can't find.
As the two of you are following, give me a stealth check. See how well you
Flee.
blend into the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I can do it this time.
Varus, you are slipping in and out of the crowd, out of the shadows. Like Darcy can keep track of you because he knows who you are, what you're doing, how you're doing all of this stuff, and you're like, showing yourself. Anybody else, boom, you'd be a little gone. But Darcy,
Yeah.
one of the guards kind of like peels off and walks straight up to you and completely blocks your way. Looks at you. Hey, stop following my client.
Sorry. I wasn't meaning to put anyone on guard.
You're staring at my client and following him. Don't do that. Next time I see you like that, I break your knees.
If possible, I wouldn't. If possible, I wouldn't mind speaking with your client. The two of us are in similar fields.
Yeah, he's already gone. He definitively heard you. You were loud enough that he heard you, but walked away.
That didn't go too well for you.
No, I didn't.
You want me to keep up?
Yeah. If you can get them, sure. If not, don't worry about it. It's not like it's the end of days if we don't get in there.
I agree. Sure, fuck it. I'll keep following this guy.
Okay. Do you keep following as well, Darcy?
Nah. I have a means of communication with Varus.
So, what are you intending to do? What are you trying to get at?
Really just trying to see where this guy stays mostly, or if he goes anywhere where he just kind of puts his items down. Just a place where he, might leave a little chest somewhere at one point in time. Just to see if he doesn't within like an hour or two, I think Varus just goes back because he doesn't care enough.
Yeah. Honestly, you have no real issues for trying to keep up with him. But as it were, stops at a relatively high end inn, or in the not one that you're aware of, and it's called the Bull. Straight up the Bull, and you see appears to be description, or sorry, like image of a bull outside, and he just walks in. See, like two of the guards stops on the outside, but the other two guards kind of follow him.
Okay.
So one of the ones that stopped Darcy is one of the ones that stayed outside.
Can I doubt it's gonna be possible, but can I kind of keep going to like just keep blending in, but towards the side, and see if I can't see if there's like a window or something that I can kind of see him through at any time?
Sure. Yeah, honestly, it's actually not too difficult walking around the building. You can see that there are a variety of windows. Some of them are a little bit higher up, but with you, no struggle. You kind of just like grab the wall and kind of up, and looking through one of the windows at the interior, there's actually not a lot, but he wanders off to a staircase that's behind the bar that he walks up, and trying to follow him. One big room. That room itself not be able to see unless you were out on the street, clambered onto it.
Mm-hmm.
You did see what room.
Okay. Okay.
as you.
Right. So there's no. I was just gonna say there's no other possible way to see into this room, or like even by going up on some another building up top anywhere.
Like there are other buildings nearby that you can climb and kind of glance through the window into, but it would be pretty obvious because the windows are really large.
Okay.
Or if you were climbing on the actual wall itself, where the have to expose yourself straight, where anybody looking up or like standing at a would immediately.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like you have high stealth, but you don't have if you have invisibility. This would.
Yeah.
Oh, someone has invisibility though.
Yep. One of these days, I'll get a ring.
Yeah, you afford it.
Probably not.
We need some way to do like friggin' glyph of warding and just prep a bunch of different spells.
If Varus goes stealth, invisibility activate.
Yeah, literally, you just carry a rock with the spell on it. You tap the rock, and then you activate, and you're boom, invisibility.
Could work.
I had an idea of that earlier. Glyph of warding meld into stone. Somebody steps wrong, suddenly they're in the floor.
Okay. I think Varus just kind of heads back. If they're not being able to very obviously see into the room.
Yeah, it's be very difficult. But you do have that, and eventually you meet up with Darcy and kind of bump into the rest of the group again. Given that it's still relatively early in the morning, you guys have a plenty full day ahead of you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so everybody else would like to go and find an inn. I'm going to go see if I can't find a spot to set up for the day.
Well, don't we want to go to the place that that Gray mentioned?
Well, that's tonight. But maybe we can go and stay there if you want.
I didn't know if that itself was an inn or not.
It was in the bar.
From the way that he spoke about it, it seemed to be a.
Could stay there. We could stay somewhere nicer. It's not like we have to stay in a rowdy place.
Well, whoever's fine with
this.
me speaking in their head, I think I can have. I don't know how many can actually fit on here, but
I guess I'll sign my name on there, but if it breaks my oath, I'm gonna be really annoyed.
I highly doubt it will.
Write your name on there. Boom.
You feel something deep inside you missing.
Right.
And suddenly there's a Scotsman in full
Yeah, no, I was about to say
nails shouting and talking to you.
Next time we go to take a rest, we're just gonna have we're just gonna have a completely black armored knight with a Scottish accent.
Write down your
Okay,
name.
so I've got Varus, I've got Artemis. Anyone else?
This is just so that you can talk to us?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it.
I can only have up to my proficiency bonus, so Vestelle would be the last one. Next person that tried, name would probably just.
I assume we try and we just find out.
You try, and the name just. No, you put the ink to paper.
Right, so 3 is the maximum.
And what all can you do with those, like outside of just sending us messages, or is that it?
I think that's just it.
Curious.
I wonder if it's only at once. Can I try to send a message to them, to all 3 of them at the same time?
Sure. What do you?
Who is hearing this?
All 3 of you would hear that in like the monotone kind of. A little creepy.
Okay.
I mean, you could have at least made it sound a little enthusiastic.
I don't. How's it actually sounding?
creaky like a doll, I would imagine.
You guys
That
back up the
I'm
sound?
unfortunately not the one to tack that up with, as the last time I said anything to them, they slapped me with my own hand.
Yeah, that's fun.
I wish I could see that.
Should we try to keep our eyes out for a magic shop to make sure she can see that next time?
Oh, yeah. That was part of the plan.
Right, yes, those, what are they called? Eyes of Night or something?
Anything to let her
Goggles
see in the
might be.
dark.
I doubt they'd have much within my price range, but I would like to at least maybe see what they have on clearance, you know?
If you want clearance magical items.
Either way, I'm going to...
Really?
If at any point you all need to find me, I will be in the market district.
Sounds good.
Let's two choices for you. You either go down to where it seemed like everybody else was up and kind of trying to sell their stuff, or you can try get a little bit deeper into the actual city itself and set up somewhere where more and less touristy.
I'm going to try with where there's already people for now. We're going to be here for a while, so I'm going to try to get a lay of the land first before I try setting up in the middle of the city.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. God, I wish there was a I did check. Ah!
It'd be nice. Would it be perception or investigation to find a good spot?
You can use to investigate.
All right, guidance. Gonna need it. 14.
Fortunately, it doesn't say that there are many open. It's very crowded. Lagos in the initial area that you were in, like unless you wanted to set up outside the city, there wasn't. If you were trying to set up in the middle sections, be able to, mainly because one, no you, and two, any stalls that looked like they were kind of curious.
I was thinking that area that we initially saw before we actually got into the city, like seeing like through the gates, that area.
Yeah. As you go into that area, like it is so packed that you don't even have a location where you could put anything down. Like you could put maybe your own body, and that's about it. Like you don't even have a place you could display anything because it's so packed. Unless you were on the actual road itself, but even on the road, like on the path.
Could I potentially ask around to see if there's any other merchants might know a space that might still be open and available?
Sure. Persuasion. Yeah, you kind of ask around, and the majority of them that unless you're really, or you find the luck that someone has, probably not going to be able to. These few days are probably some of the busiest, and you can tell because the area freaking packed as hell.
In that case, I guess I'm gonna have to wait to get a. I'm gonna have to just bite the bullet and just fucking try selling in the mid district, in the less touristy area.
And as you do try and set up some stalls, and
I would ask guards. I would ask any like official people
the
first.
guards basically say no, not unless you have an official merchant's license distributed by the Malagos government. To say apologies, but free. There is the market.
Who would I talk to? Who would I talk to about getting that?
Yeah, you'd have to talk to one of the guards. He has to go through the trials. He has to go fill out all the paperwork, and you basically get that. And one, you would actually have to purchase land, have proof that you own that land, have merchandise, proof that you have merchandise to sell. 3, the actual city itself, amongst a variety of other. Not easy.
All right, time to go find it. Time to go find a library because, God's forbid I sell anything. Apparently, if I'm not going to be able to make money, I might as well do some information gathering.
Investigation check.
Barring that, I'm going to ask people.
Wasn't investigation? Isn't asking people part of investigation? If you have to like.
Yeah, it is. Able to make.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I know. Because like.
Yeah.
Use an investigation or persuasion. But yes,
Okay.
investigation. Or yeah, no. Find a local library. Honestly, relatively. You also spot a few, not necessarily landmarks, but just places in the actual city. Kind of interesting. As you're kind of walking in, what appears to be like a building that kind of stands out comparatively to the ones. The majority of these buildings are like brick and mortar, not necessarily fancy, but they look very utilitarian. But this building specifically is a beautiful two-story, composed of very beautiful white marble. The entirety of it covered in like beautiful vines. Seem to be one naturally grown. Also, patterns. So it's very visually. But you also see that the entire area is surrounded by tall like hedge, and it has like a metal gate. Approach, you do that there is a plaque, and it's Southern. Yeah. Something else you spot as you're walking.
Well, if I need to, I can go there I can go there seeking asylum. Who knows?
You also see what appears to be like really tall, 8, 9, and 10-story tower. That's just in the like near the corner. Just spotted off in the be like burning thing around. So, sorry, where were we going? You were going to the library.
Library.
You find well off. It doesn't appear to be like officially set by the city or like gated, but it does look to be quite decent. It kind of takes up 2, maybe almost 3. Wandering through all dozens of people kind of very quiet and tables, students. It's a lot of research.
A couple things. First off, Darcy wants to look into ritual magic. And also he wants to look into folklore and stories regarding the moon or extraplanar beings that might be associated with it.
Investigation.
I did get an at 20.
You know what? Sure.
Thank you. I need a breakthrough somewhere.
Okay. reading through the various different books, find out more information. Things. Sorry, what was the specific topic you?
Ritual. A few different topics: ritual magic, folklore regarding the moon, or any sort of extraplanar beings that might be associated with the moon.
Okay. Well, you do find some stuff specifically on ritual pain magic. Trying to accomplish with ritual magic.
Looking into more of like, I'm trying to come up with a reason as to why Darcy might realize that he can add more rituals into his repertoire of spells.
Okay. And you books you see that seems to be that a lot of the having this memorized or form where you realize your book is perfect for
them. Yeah. I've got 3 pages. I got 2 pages of that shit. For
also,
identify and floating disk.
Yes.
Oh.
News.
Yeah. Arcane magic? Oh. Cool.
It's essentially a few kind of different books that were compiled together that were nice. Yes, it should be.
Okay.
As for the specific that you know what? Sure.
Oh no. I potentially found more information than I was ready for. But oh well.
Be in the same set of
Loons. Oh. Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck. It's from the last age.
Oh, the rest of you, what are you up to? This will take Darcy all day.
Magic shop.
Magic shop.
Yes,
I
sir.
think we should shower and dress up before we go to the magic shop so they don't treat us like trash. From my experience, if you look nice, you dress nice, people will treat you nicer. At least in those type of places.
Out of curiosity, what kind of magic shop have you went to? Vaerun?
You know, the ones that are more higher class, the ones that got pretty penny for.
You know? No, you can go to Varus.
I was going to say, so probably not the one that we will be going to.
Which one are you going to?
Out of curiosity, how much money do you have on you right now, Vaerun?
Like 100 or so Dwarvish gold.
So about 1,000 standard.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot, but I guess something.
You see, you're playing into my point now. Do you think 1,000 is constitutional for, say, a high-end, like, magic shop?
Well, I don't think you understand. In the low-end magic shop, all the stuff is garbage, right? I'll just kind of sell you some hinky-dinky trinkets. To go somewhere nicer to get something real.
How about we just find a wonderfully balanced medium where it's not for rich people and it's not for poor people?
But still, we can't look like the way we look right now.
You think they're selling magic items to normal people and not adventurers like us?
I was about to say, I think we're like the prime, like,
I feel like if anything, they would
category for
welcome
people.
us. Yes.
Yeah,
Like we don't look like your average commoner. We don't look like we are beggars for a living.
Well,
We got the
kind of look like bandits covered in mud and dirt and blood right now.
I kind of raise a hand, snap my finger, and cast prestidigitation on myself and everyone else.
Yeah, you watch as magically all the dirt, grime, and blood that is the better part of the last few days mostly gone.
Okay. All we have to do is dress up in nicer clothes.
I changed
I
my
don't think
outfit to be a little bit nicer.
I don't think they're going to care if we show up in fancy clothing. Again, like I feel like what we're wearing now, which I don't know about you all. I'm partially blind here. But I'm wearing what Darcy made, and I think it looks decently nice, personally.
I mean, you're wearing during the whole adventure?
I alternate. I have like 4.
You have 4 outfits.
I have a black one. I now have this red one. I had a blue one, and then I have my like grayish one.
Yeah.
I just started looking for a fucking shop.
Give me an investigation check.
My point here is that this is all a non-issue. I don't think we have to go through all this trouble for it.
I have to understand. They'll look at you differently.
You do find one. Honestly, with not too much difficulty. You actually pass right by where Darcy was.
Hmm.
You find a location. The college. Double check the name. Yes, the College of Knowledge. It is specifically what appears to be a rather large campus that is located in us, and you can see that it covers quite a sizable portion. But there's a lot of students. You can tell the majority of them training in spells, but there are also ones that are there to learn about various other topics. But you also do find that there seems to be a magic shop near the entrance, where you do see some variety of students. But that the building to be a magic shop.
So, what kind of clientele are there in there?
The College of Knowledge gift shop.
Ah, lovely.
You look in, and honestly, it looks like there's like just with your general keen eye, you realize that there's a section that is actually gifts and things like small, lightly enchanted things that have like cantrips and things like that are for the tourist or take home. You also see another section of the actual building. It seems to be more generally kind of for other magical armor, weapons, decent equipment that are there, and you're like, oh, okay, it seems to be a bit of both.
Wonderful. There we are. A place where students gather. A clearly not the rich folk that you were expecting.
I was about to say, you want to go bully some college kids for not being
Are
rich
you
enough
saying
to be
I'm
here?
not rich, sir? You watch as what appears to be like a very pretty like blonde woman with a very tight ponytail, dressed in colleges, looks at you, almost indignant that you call her poor.
I'm not fucking dealing with it.
That my family has quite a lot of money.
What about
Just be
you,
coming in
miss?
here and say, "Oh, this doesn't look like the richest. I'll have you know, I only best."
Wonderful. What's your family name?
Find it. Oh, actually, I'm. Thank you.
Wait, do we know that family?
Yes. House or dad? Actually, all of you can give me a history. I have the entry of it. I can get. Maybe you.
Oh,
All of you, including those who rolled, would know that House or dad make up the lordship. From what you could tell, she's probably not from like the main line. Probably some sort of that belongs to the house. But House Ordan, they're well, for Varus, you would recall that their colors are gold, and that they kind of deal with the military. They're known as one of the families that best general kind of soldiers have ever.
Mm-hmm. I think Varus wills his clothes to change into his house's colors, which at this point in time would just be Oriella. Though he hates it, he'll do it. He'll just go, "Wonderful, lovely to meet you, Varus Oriella."
She looks at you, walks away.
That's what I thought. Walk into the shop.
Yeah, we really did just bully some college kid.
Well, when they get uppity like that, I say
Yeah,
it fits.
I was about to say, just ignore her. Her last two brain cells are fighting for third place.
Well, she didn't seem intimidated by your name, and she just more seemed like yeah, just as a general. He just seemed like, oh, parfait, mais come here, fan. Yeah, as you actually wander into the shop itself, you see that the
I changed back, by the way.
Yeah,
just into the black.
The majority of the students had cleared out, and see that like half of the shop is dedicated to like knickknacks, not necessarily useful but cool. While the other half is dedicated to actually and standing at the very far back, the what appears to be a woman. They're kind of covered in this a porcelain mask that over the top half of her face, red lips, pale skin, and she's standing there with her two arms kind of crossed, looking expectantly.
Well, Lyra, be my guest. Tell the nice person what you want.
Hi, have you got any magical wares for sale that particularly augment one's vision in the dark?
He looks at you for a brief moment. You're looking for something in the dark.
Correct.
Roll me a D100. On a 70 or higher, he has something.
Oof.
Yeah, after a few minutes, she kind of comes back. Nothing. A few other items that might be used.
Sure, anything that could aid an adventurer like me in hazardous situations.
Yeah, I have these. Presents you a scroll of dark vision.
Lovely, that would be a good stopgap measure till I can find something that can permanently give me.
Shame you cannot ritual cast that.
Okay.
Sure.
Dark vision, one of those ones that you can't ritual cast. That's a little annoying.
How,
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna ask how much it was.
Yeah, so this not a damaging. Wow, sorry. I just realized like some of my spells are. Why are they so overpriced? What did I do? Why is it so?
Help us
I
out
think
here,
you're going to
Jake.
have to knock a digit off of some of those, probably.
Yeah,
from the sounds of it.
I'm realizing that these are really fucking expensive for some reason. Holy moly.
I think we're also just very poor for our level.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing as well. In a lot of scenarios, all of these are considered single use.
So this specifically, because it is a control type spell that is 2, it is 300 gold. He has 2 of them.
I don't know if I want to spend my entire coin purse on 2 scrolls of dark vision. Maybe we can just, fight during the day or something.
Lyra, we could shop around.
Who knows?
Any
Maybe
of
one of
those
us can.
trinkets. I was just gonna say, any of those trinkets back there that do cantrips, do any of them happen to, I don't know, give off a light?
Oh, yes, there is this one. She does present you with a stone that appears to be cast light.
And how big is the light, DM?
It is a standard light. And also something else I forgot to. That her mouth doesn't move. It just seems sound.
Lovely.
Delightful.
So you could get that, Lyra, and I mean you'd be a walking nightlight, but you'd still be able to see at least.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing as your axe. I guess it's better to keep
I think
it
it's a
on.
bigger area.
Be an action time.
I can just sleep with it turned on the entire night.
The nightlight.
The light doesn't expire, doesn't it? Just goes until dispelled.
If I remember correctly, the spell light lasts for an hour.
But since it's in an item,
It's still
Well, it could still be one day item.
you use it, cast light, lasts for an hour. You gotta wait until the rest to.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if anything, at least if we happen to get woken up.
Oh, so it's like how fucking Mage Hand got treated in Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm still upset. I've not recovered.
How do you think I feel? Oh yeah, here's your racial cantrip. You can only use it once for a short rest.
This is a good cantrip.
It goes away really quickly.
Yeah, it lasts fucking 10 turns. That's it.
Also, there's a few other items, stuff that she kind of lists out for you guys. One, she's got more potions. But
Are they gambling potions?
they are not gambling.
No deal.
They are regular.
I mean, you could gamble if you just took the labels off of them and just.
They don't have
I like
labels.
the way you think.
Just drop some of the other potions in all of them.
Yeah, it doesn't mix them up.
She does present an item that does seem to be like a little bit of a gamble. As she describes it, she's it's a little bit of it was
Illegal.
crafted by one of our not particularly strong. Will fade after, but yes. And though definitely very, very careful.
Oh, I see.
Sounds incredibly dubious.
Especially on a college
Exactly.
campus. Good lord.
Yes, exactly. How much would that be going for?
It's 9,000.
That makes me feel a lot better.
That's an appropriate price.
I do also have some weapons. All have the looks of adventure.
I just slowly look over the Vaerun.
I'm like, could look like rich merchants.
If you wish to present your, I will.
No. That's just him.
I know I'm not fooling anyone.
Meanwhile, the actual merchant is enjoying the first time out of his armor in a while.
Until it gets stabbed.
There is a +1 battle axe. There is also one great axe.
Oh. I mean, certain. Somewhat
What is the price?
The great axe is 1,500 gold. The battle axe is 1,250.
We're too poor.
If I may
How much money
ask
do you
about
have
something,
again, Lyra?
Just got like
714 gold and 121 dwarven gold.
You're able to afford that.
so like 1,800 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to blow it all on just the +1 battle axe.
You're the only one with a non-magical weapon. Actually, wait, no. Vestelle doesn't have a
That's-
magical weapon.
Yeah. Unless we enchant the crab cracker.
Hey, you guys good?
Deals
We could
additional
get- we could
damage against
actively-
crustacean.
We could actively get it in an enchantment against crustaceans.
I mean, if you don't want it, we could always. Vestelle, are you like? Do you favor axes at all?
What kind of weapon is an axe? Can I use it?
It's a martial.
Commercial.
Okay. Could, but
The only difference is that it's not a pole arm.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
which
I'm kind
would
of
Yeah.
negate your
partial.
feet. Yeah.
kind of partial to
Yeah.
my halberd, so
What if we cut right at the center of the great axe and put a 3-foot rod in there and then put it all back together? Would that count? Make it a halberd?
I think it might be a little bit too top heavy.
No.
Yeah.
There's
What do you
also
mean?
2 other items she's willing to sell to you. A scroll and a double check.
Yeah, I can cast slow whenever I want.
Oh, and
Well, this would be without the spell slot.
yes, and a vicious dagger. The vicious item
Story.
essentially allows you to deal extra damage.
Mm.
The vicious dagger is actually cheaper than the other ones. It's only 700 gold.
Does it count as a magical weapon?
It is a magical weapon.
It just doesn't have the magical +1 bonus to rolls.
More damage. But if you roll a
I
crit,
buy it.
you deal
At
7
least
extra
not-
damage.
I buy it.
Well, you deal
Buy it.
2d6 damage.
Oh, yeah.
No, you deal 7.
I think
It
it's
specifically says 7.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 7.
I was about to say, I think it originally said 2d6, but they did an errata where they changed it to where it's supposed to be 7, just added on. Because that's how it is in Baldur's Gate.
That's dumb.
I will purchase.
You're gonna buy
How
it?
much was it again? You said 700? Yeah,
700.
absolutely.
Out of curiosity, what do you have any other spell scrolls
Does have
aside from the 2?
other one. Double check spells.
This is a very low inventory shop.
She's not exactly. Well, she has like a variety of other items. 90% of them you guys kind of just not give it to you guys.
I was about to say, I think this is more like what we could in theory buy right here.
Yeah.
She has a spell scroll of Flaming Sphere, and she has a spell scroll of Sleep. The spell scroll of Flaming Sphere is 2. The spell scroll of Sleep is 1.
That one could be handy. We're trying to get those. I say this like whispering. We're trying to get those tickets from earlier.
Well, the issue with that is it would have to be Varus that does that, and I don't think Varus could cast these spells, even with the
No,
scroll.
I'm much better with a dagger. As I look at my new dagger.
I hope you don't kill him with the dagger.
You're saying this in public in front of the shopkeeper.
How much were the potions of healing?
They're 50. And she has 2. She also has a greater potion.
Does she have any other potions that are like just unique effects or whatever? Basically not healing potions.
Give me a D20.
It would be anything we can afford.
She does have another potion. Specifically,
Ignore this for a sec. Ignore this for a sec, by the way. I just want to see if it works.
she has a potion of Fire Giant.
It did. Okay.
She has a potion of Fire Giant Strength. 1,000.
I'll get 2 of the small health potions.
That's 50.
Okay, maybe just one. Well, no, I have enough. Yeah, I'll get 2.
I was about to say I can buy one as well if it's an issue.
Okay, we can split it. The
Sure.
potion dealers.
Well, you guys are deciding what you're gonna. I'm gonna go use the washroom. You're back.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to ask the shopkeeper if they're keeping anything stashed away secret. Try to convince them.
Well, I convince them that we can buy it, and then we're like, oh yeah, it'll cost 30,000.
Now, what then would be like,
Yeah.
you can deceive them and be like, we're here on behalf of whatever guy who's hosting the party's name is, and
I mean, that's,
The man's an incredibly accomplished wizard. I think a lot of shops are going to assume that, one, he has his own supply of things, and 2, he'd probably send something a little more efficient than just a person. 3, they probably have a number of people coming in saying that sort of thing in the hopes of a discount anyways.
maybe someone here maybe someone's charming enough here. I don't know.
All I'm saying is I know this doesn't work because I once went into an Apple store and told them that my dad is Steve Jobs, and they told me to go fuck myself. So
yeah.
You just
You actually?
no, I did not actually do that.
Could you imagine? Yeah, my dad's Steve Jobs. I have his.
I mean, if you gave me $1, I'd go in and do it. I don't care. It's not like I'd ever buy an Apple product. So.
I'll give you a gold piece to do it here.
Oh, I'll do it live for that. Give me a gold in-game. That's good enough.
God damn. Cheap.
Tell her that your dad has been blue. But yeah. So, was there anything else that you guys wanted to?
I think that was. It's probably going to be about as good as it gets.
I don't need any of those things.
What?
He was slowly accumulating an arsenal of rapiers and daggers. 2 rapiers, a short sword, and 3 daggers.
Are your other daggers and weapons magical, or are they just standard?
No, they're just normal.
Okay, because I was about to say if they're magical, I can totally eat this. I can. It's my warlock thing. I can eat magic items and make them mine.
Yep. Nope, only the short sword and the dagger I just purchased.
I wouldn't want to have the dagger anyways. I can't turn it into my favorable weapon, so.
Should we look for an inn?
Most likely. Unfortunate to have to tell Darcy that they didn't have any of his spells, but...
They didn't have much of an option, really, for spell scrolls, but...
I'm sure there's more shops, especially in the garden section, I believe it was.
I mean, I'm sure we'll have
different sections of the city.
Yeah, we'll have a few days at the very least, so we can always go look around more.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow or something.
Yeah,
If we
see all the.
If we visit the upper city portion, and yeah, maybe we can dress up to look pretty as Vaerun suggests.
I don't have to look, or I don't have to dress up for that.
No, I mean, I think someone should tell you. Kind of do.
Well,
who has 20 charisma?
If you don't mind, I think I'd either with whoever or by myself find out where this teleportation thing is, just so I know and how much it would cost.
I mean, let's find an inn first. So we know where to meet up.
Are you still
after
in
we
the
split
shop?
up.
It's 75 with 5 gold per
Sure.
person.
Yeah, if you're in the shop,
Yep.
the shopkeeper.
Well, more like someone who can use it on me, I suppose.
Run.
How much?
Tells you the same.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, I might take advantage of that tomorrow or the next day. Something like that. Suppose it depends on how tonight goes.
We could do it after the feast.
Or I could do it while the feast is going on.
Yeah.
Looking for the inn, I guess.
Let's get the inn.
I do have a question though. That Ordan girl that we met, does anyone know if that family is based here?
They're not. They've got the Van Blooms here.
Okay. In one of the noble houses that I'm trying to investigate.
The Ordans.
There's a list. When my my group was killed, all I remember was that the people who did it were wearing blue and gold. And a while back, I was given that name. So,
to be fair, it's not quite like they're hiding. Usually, well, I say usually, but Fort Fazina probably be your best guess. You know, the opposite area of the Tri-Lake, Tri-Point. We were so close.
where was that? Trying to find it.
It's right down here.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Good to know.
Maybe you can find that girl again and, be all chummy with her and try
I
to
doubt she'll
get
want
her
to
to
talk
sleep.
with you.
She might not even know anything about you. So
You have to realize these rich types don't much communicate with other people, especially ones like her.
yeah, you kind of have to be one of them. Like you have to be the circle to even think you're on the same level. Would they would think you're on the same level.
But what if she has no friends, and what if she's just very poor with conveying her words?
Well, that's too bad for her. No.
Has at least one friend. Though from actually in general
She's paying for it.
yeah, Varus, that was her.
Mm-hmm. You have to realize, if they act like that, they're not bound to get friends.
Which means she could be lonely and easy to exploit.
It's true.
Or she could just as easily push you away as fast as anything.
True. Nobles aren't allowed real friends.
Well,
can't let anyone take advantage of us.
Rather depressing.
Do you speak
I would say that's not true, but we all know how my childhood was, so.
I feel like they're more drawn to, well, other displays of power and wealth.
Vaerun, did you not have friends?
Oh, sure, I had friends, but a true friend that I could give my life to and they would to me? No.
Oh, this is rather depressing the more we talk about this.
I'm just saying it's a lead for you, Vestelle, if you want to make use of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
You can
I'll try to find her.
certainly try, but I would not recommend it.
I gotta find my answer somehow.
Yeah, I do not think that girl will be.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But hey, maybe while the festival's going on, I'll try to find her and she'll be in a better mood. Who knows?
I mean, the other option is really kidnap and blackmail, but I don't think any of us really are keen to do that.
I mean, the other option would be going to Fort Fazina. I don't know why we would have to kidnap or blackmail anyone.
Also, pretend to be a noble that's higher rank than her.
Another
She'd
option.
have to have a name.
900 gold on the love potion and give it to her. I'm not gonna do that.
I may also have a spell that charms people, but that's not going to look good afterwards.
Yes. Let's be honest. The only way you're going to interact with this girl is if your last name is something important in the Midlands.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it once was, but probably not now.
Not anymore.
Need I remind everyone that the last name of Cadrith used to be a very cursed name?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there a family here in the Midlands that is like notorious for their white hair?
White hair?
Yes. 'Cause otherwise, I doubt that she would have saw too much of what I looked like. I'm sure I could pass as a relative or something like that.
Yeah. I think as long as you could pretend, but it's gonna be hard.
There are
Why?
houses that are known for their haircut. Ordon is known to be blue. Flowers is also known. Oriella, Elvish. House
Shocking.
Tristan, known to have very dark.
Speaking of flowers, does anyone know anything about that family?
Really?
Sure.
No.
I know they're
Not
associated
making
with
level.
paladins and clerics. I don't know if that helps me at all here, but
Well, Varus, surprisingly, heard rumors about House Flowers. Harsh taste.
Yikes.
Very, all I can tell you is very harsh distaste for Grey Wardens.
That's it. That's the only thing you really. Other than they're blonde.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Blonde don't like grays. Okay.
Let's hope we never find our way anywhere near them.
Are they anywhere around this area?
Afar.
They're in
Sister!
Kirkwall.
From close. Ah! Yeah, they're based.
Kirkwall is where they're located.
Okay.
If I may ask, Barlow, famous for purple, or is that just Atty?
That's mainly just that name.
Okay, just making sure.
Barlow's
I
house
forgot about
colors
it.
are.
You are correct.
Ooh, I can remember stuff about my own.
Houses.
yeah, I mean, we could always come back another day and maybe look around for that girl and try and speak with her for a bit. I doubt
Good
she'll
luck.
actually know anything, but
It's worth a
Depends on
shot.
how high up she actually is in her family. Obviously, she's a daughter, but she seemed to be more of a side family thing.
could also just have her family name go into her head, and so could actually just be like a distant third cousin,
Exactly.
married in.
Doesn't mean she's specifically related, or distinctly, I should state.
All right. Shall we find the inn?
I suppose so.
Yes. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, Kay's camera is oh, we're back. It's freaking out on my side.
Let me choose a good camera. My cameras are shit.
At least you don't have. I think you still had it, right?
I think I threw
Was
it
that
out.
the one that would go white at times?
Yeah.
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 Good times.
Hmm.
But yeah. Honestly, it's dancing dress. Your relative. And wander in standard for the most. Have like this in kind of set of. And for the most part, relatively in itself, covered in itself. Bought an item that catches your 400 gold. It's a cup of tea. They have it labeled as green cup of tea, and it's just everything else pretty standard price. It's like full meal, couple of silver for some.
If you really want to prove that you're rich, Vaerun.
Yeah, not from here though. Maybe this was a nice tea house.
What's wrong, Vaerun? I thought you were all about
It's not about
flaunt.
no, it's not about just flaunting money. It's about flaunting money in the right places to the right people.
Who says that the right people aren't in here?
Well, as I look to like a drunk guy just chugging a beer, I can just tell.
Maybe he's next
right
in line
people.
to a new house. Maybe he's going to create something of himself. Maybe he's an entrepreneur.
A general insight.
All of us.
Yeah. Artemis, Lyra, the two definitively 4 out of 5 people, excluding, probably rich as hell. Oh, probably just made of money. Oh, sorry, no. It would be Lyra and Lyra and Artemis. Vestelle, Varus, that are actually making a single sitting in the corner. At him, really well. Are like halfling. Those just scream. I have a lot of money, but I'm not sure. What if you do see the halfling in there drinking?
Look at that.
Because they say don't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, you're right. People seem more put together than I thought. If I don't live the life of vodka anymore.
You like to buy
Well,
the tea? Yeah, you guys find a table roll. Get it into the afternoon.
I'm gonna do a wisdom save because you know Vaerun loves to show off still.
Sure.
Gonna do a good old wisdom save. Wait, didn't work. Really?
Oh
yeah, you gotta roll it, remember?
Oh damn. Damn. I want to roll a 1.
I also wanted you to roll a 1.
You're thinking about it, and you're just like, bad idea. Probably best not waste 4. So you do see the merchant in the corner finish his cup of tea, sigh really very satisfied way, and Varus, you hear him kind of or walking.
He seemed real satisfied. Nonetheless, we should probably ask about lodging.
You go up to the front, see what appears. Narakakra. Haven't actually. You see what appears to be raven.
Oh,
Pink beak, soft feathers kind of neatly piled up along the body, the wings with semi kind of hands. The actual hands are as a set of wings. Kind of looks up. Hello. all of you.
I suppose lodging prices.
Watching. There are good rooms around there. Okay.
Yes, for now, short term in the OK rooms.
Want to showering included or not included?
Oh, included for me.
Okay, with the
Do that.
yeah,
Yeah, that works.
Sure.
and
Is that me getting included in this as well?
did the rest
I
of
think
you
that's for
jump in?
one room.
Yeah, it's 14
Oh,
gold
is that
per
for-
room, and it's one
Yeah.
person per room.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Per room. If you take away the shower,
What about the good rooms? What do they offer?
other.
Can I make an insight check to see if he's raising these prices above what they should be because of this festival that's going on?
Go for it.
Seeing if he can make an opportunity here.
Yes, he is.
Lovely.
If you rolled above a
Okay.
natural one, you would have seen. Yes, he is.
Just making sure.
By chance, so do you happen to have like rooms that can house more than one person at a time?
No.
Wonderful. Shall we find somewhere else then?
Oh, say something else?
I mean, unless you want to pay the price, Vaerun.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's look
Mr. Big
around.
Shot, you want to pay for all of our rooms over the next few days?
Oh, if only I still had my parents' money. No, I don't need it. I'm a self-made person. I can live. You know, as an aesthetic.
I'm sure your parents are very proud.
Nice. I'm sure they would be.
They're one of the places. But I wish you. So the prices might change.
I definitely feel that if we do come back, it's gonna go up. You know, just a hunch.
So it's a real merchant right here.
Yes,
Cool.
well, of course, the demand will be high. Yes. Are you guys gonna purchase them?
We could check the lower city and then the garden.
I don't
The
think I
area
have
as
any
well.
room.
Oh no, not the lower city.
What's wrong with the lower city?
We walked by the lower city. You saw what was wrong with the lower city.
No, do explain what was wrong with the lower
Yes,
cities.
please
I'm
explain.
curious.
Okay, I mean, other than the potential crime, the theft, the assault, I'm sure it's happening.
Oh,
It's way too crowded at this point. Way too crowded. Could barely walk.
you know,
some people actually have to stay there.
I sometimes wish I could just take you to where I grew up and just, have you stay there for a few nights.
I mean,
We've been to where I grew up.
I guess I should take you to where I
Oh,
grew up.
Vaerun, welcome to my hometown. Just taking you to a fucking crater.
Yeah.
Maybe we should stay in the lower class inns and humble you a bit.
I've stayed in the
Let's be
lower
honest.
class
We're not going to
inn.
get any room there anyway.
So upper city it is.
Well, do we
Absolutely
want to?
not.
I was about to say, do we want to at least like maybe sit around here for a bit, wait for the Lyra's friend, see what it is that he's needing us to do, and then from there weigh our options for what we need. Because if whatever he's wanting us to do is, I don't know, going to have a massive payout, then maybe we can afford the rooms here at this specific place.
And we can afford one night.
I never said that we couldn't. I'm just, I personally, and again, may just be because I'm a lowborn and filthy and all that. Name doesn't carry any weight, but I don't enjoy spending upwards of 40 gold for a few nights at a decent room like this.
It's 14 normal room.
I know.
Yeah, 40 over
that's
a
for like
couple
3
nights.
or 4 days, right? Yeah. Like three days is basically 40 gold, right? So
Yeah, but we came during the worst time to look for deals, didn't we?
Maybe we
Let's
can.
stay one night and then we can reconsider after. I think if we wait until the Grey Warden comes, it might be too late to get a room at all.
we could also just get like 3 rooms and just have someone sleep on the floors of each, but
How much is it for a room without the shower but the food? Okay. Got it. Shower costs 3 gold, food costs 3 gold. Something like that.
We can get like 3 rooms and then just take turns using it.
Again, I don't much care. A shower.
we can at least just get the rooms for tonight. Shower, food, take it or leave it, but and then go from there after we've heard Elias turned out.
I'll put up 12 gold.
I'll put down 14.
Yeah, Vaerun's gonna put down 14.
I'll put down 14 as well.
Yep, I guess so.
Right, and Darcy.
Yeah, I forgot about him. I'll sit down 14 gold as well for him.
Why not have the richest member of our party do that?
You guys now have the 6 room. Or 4. After a little while,
What
Darcy,
time is it?
At around now, it'd probably be around. Darcy has now
Okay, so we've got like 4
found his way.
ish.
Honestly, he probably looks a little dead inside.
What happened to you?
Oh, I got an answer. Like an actual answer, sort of.
In what way?
Would I have been able to check out the books
I'll say sure,
at all?
temporarily. You would have to pay for it. It would be like a gold for 1.
Yeah, that's fine. Darcy would have paid a gold for a day on the book regarding the loons. As Darcy will take it and flip to the page in specific.
You guys find that he is named history, magic, and by Vaerun, and kind of
If you look at the last part of this section, you might recognize something.
Lovely. I'm assuming that's supposed to say and not AHD.
probably. I don't even know where that is.
Under the doll.
Oh. There'll be some spelling mistakes. These are handwritten books, you know, so.
Yeah. Maybe this was copied over from another book, and that the guy who copied it messed up.
Yep.
Mm.
No printing press yet, so.
Mm.
Wow, that's
Lovely. Well, they might have to change something in here. Who the doll is currently attached to.
Yeah.
You should tell them to update it.
On the plus side, I now have a direction to look into, and that would be these loons, whatever exactly they are. Because from what I can tell, all these things listed here are just artifacts.
Yes, the only problem here being the fact that apparently the doll clings to them until the day they die.
Yeah, but doesn't mean it's set in stone. It's not like there's no other answer.
I just wish whatever it is would talk to me so I could actually talk to me so I could maybe see what it wants. All right. $22.
Nothing happens.
If I feel like anything tries to happen, will I be able to guide it along the way? Like, in case it's...
Do you want to
maybe
let it happen?
If I could potentially stop it from doing something violent.
It's either all the way or none of the way.
In that case, Darcy's probably going to feel the strings tugging. If I got to stab someone, please stop me.
I'm sorry, what?
As he just lets it happen.
Okay. The rest of you look at Darcy. For a brief moment, he like almost half collapses until hands kind of like hold him upright and his leg holds him. But the rest of his body kind of goes for a brief moment until his head like cranks unnaturally. And it looks at the book. And a witch bolt is sent against, burning up the book.
Oh, well.
I assume we couldn't have done anything.
Oh no, yeah, you can't stop that before Darcy just collapses.
Yeah.
And I don't have counter spell yet.
Darcy,
I assume none of us understood what the fuck she was saying either, huh?
Your neck hurts like a bitch.
Darcy just dumps the thing of water over the book.
Yeah, you look.
I assume
it's in ashes.
I assume we couldn't understand anything that was said either, right?
Give me a perception check. Or
I was about to say, I do speak Celestial if that means anything here.
It does not.
Can I do intelligence? To know if I could recognize language?
Arcana.
What about history? Oh shit. Oh.
Do not recognize the link. Yeah, that's it. Varus.
Did they catch the words so that they could potentially repeat them?
Yep, it's Inakura. Inakura.
I'm assuming it's not abyssal.
It is
Do
not.
I recognize that word?
Them saying it back to you, it's not a language you know, but you do kind of recognize it.
If it's deep speech,
It's not. The meaning of it is like a little bit wider. Essentially, what it means, or not entirely sure how you know, but essentially it means that's not, or it's entirely something,
so it just called it inaccurate.
basically.
Fake news.
If it's inaccurate, then give me the right story. There's a book here for you to write in. You have my hand.
So, what are you actually going to do about this book?
Guess you gotta pay for it. Not sure you did.
How old was the book?
Quite old.
I can never show my face there again.
I think the right thing to do is to pay for it.
Can I try? Can I try casting mending?
So you would know that even if you succeed on mending, the words, the ink would not return to the pages.
Mm.
You could get a whole book back, but wouldn't have any of the ink.
If only you had keen mind.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Lovely.
Rather than destroying everything you don't like, you could, I don't know, act like a rational person.
As you guys are kind of discussing this, you feel a tap on your shoulder. Turn around, you see Zagrin.
Hello.
Sorry, what? Destroying everything?
Oh, it's nothing.
As Darcy motions to the pile of ashes.
Someone really hates reading.
Yeah,
I'm not fond of it myself.
Takes a seat. There with all of you. Oh, okay. Did you win the draw?
No,
Wish.
some merchant who seemingly fancies himself a noble got it.
Okay. That's good.
I know where he's staying.
That's even better.
I'm confused.
Nobles, am I right?
Well, I wouldn't feel guilty about
I read feelings bad.
So,
I'm not.
here's the story. I'm hunting one who can seamlessly and honestly a lot better, to the point where everything so incredibly up my wouldn't be able to. Two of you, extremely obvious. You're not breathing, she's not breathing. Both of you are extreme.
I'm open to suggestions. No, I'm good.
It's not even that difficult. It's automatic.
Yeah, even
To be fair, I don't
Maybe
read
for
that
you
much
now,
either.
Tom.
I would have to get Ball Van Bloom. Be a perfect opportunity. They're
If you're not the vampire, might not be Van Bloom himself.
that is a possibility.
They twist.
Is a possibility. Though, from what I remember, contract who party not elf.
Well, it's not like they knew who it was, did they? Otherwise, they would have just told you.
Got a bit. I'd have to check if they're breathing characteristics. In case
If you don't mind my asking, who exactly are we looking for then?
generally untouchable. Contract was him. One of them.
I will ask because I doubt that it'll be this easy. But you said he was harder to pick up on. But do you know if my divine sins would be able to spot him out?
Probably. There are some of they're powerful. And I had planned to all. However,
There was only 6 from what I could see.
7 of us.
You could put someone in the bag.
I'm
My
not
bag
going
of
in the
holding.
bag.
Well, at least you don't need the
I'm
breath.
not going in the bag.
Wouldn't they just
Yeah, no,
confiscate that?
Oh, they probably would.
Will you bring it back?
They almost certainly would.
I mean, one who's really up in
Could probably do that with Varus. We have ways to communicate with them.
You can make them
Maybe.
invisible.
I was about to say, Darcy, can't you make him invisible?
Isn't this going into the manner of an incredibly powerful wizard?
yes, but
They'd have countermeasures against someone sneaking in invisibly.
I'm thinking that one person can probably buy a
They don't need that.
Can already do that.
Oh.
For your information, most of our kind of people probably can as well.
What's good? Done my fair share to find out, but a lot of the tales about them false. Unlike weaker ones. from there.
Well, I mean, I have a spell that can cast daylight, so that can help a little bit.
Walk out another day.
Do we know when the actual ball is itself?
Next week. Specifically, it's going to be.
So we don't have much time.
I have a question. Is this vampire lord acting alone, or should we expect any like spawn or any people that might be charmed or magicked in any way?
See, that was another avenue that. Yes, that we. High likelihood. Acting. For him. Right, and get into the. There might be additional.
They would also be easier to track than the actual lord himself.
But it would definitely alert him that someone.
Yeah, I don't think we'd want to do that. If
So that seems risky.
I think it would be best to let them go into the ball that way. If they can't, assuming that his spawn, and I doubt that he's going out of his way to make his spawn undetectable. I'm sure that myself and probably even Darcy can easily pick up on any magic or anything out of the ordinary with them.
They'd be easy.
Might be best to. It might be best to let them in, have one of us or just all of us in general steal the tickets from the winner of that, and then when we go in, just search for the spawn, see who they maybe are drawn to, paying attention to, so on and so forth, and go from there. It's just a matter of getting the tickets.
Be hard.
Well, it all depends on if you can make some distractions or something of the sort. I would just have to go in there, find the box, hope that it works the way it should, or find the tickets themselves wherever he's hidden them.
What if? No, hear me out. Vaerun, you're always talking about how you're of the highborn life in society, correct?
Yeah.
Now, what if you were to try and seek an audience with him and maybe get inside of his home, his abode, maybe have Varus follow behind, or Varus and Darcy follow behind invisible?
It's not impossible for me to, connect with the noble circles in the area, but this isn't my playing field. I'm not a Midlands noble. I'm a Southern noble. We had a huge disadvantage to pull any weight.
It's truly a shame we don't have one of those.
Darcy just stares pointedly at Varus.
For all these people who've lost so much gold.
Apologies, I just realized that the player characters of like archive characters still had money on them, and the total count at the top included their money.
I thought we had way too much.
Yeah.
Poor.
I just assume that someone is holding out on everyone else. So.
As what we really are.
Holding
But,
out
I mean,
really hard.
Who the fuck is
even
Faust?
About it.
I mean, even with you not being from around here, I feel like still a traveler maybe. He has spare tickets. I don't know if he has people that he's looking to bring along already or not, but maybe you could try and make it seem like you want to tag along with them, being that you're a noble from
But
far away
there's-
and try and set up
Let
connections with
me
them.
see if there's any other southern nobles, and I can use some connections from there. Maybe some came from the same purpose.
Otherwise, our next best bet is to make Varus invisible and just have him break through his window and take it. Which honestly might be the easiest, but I don't know how secure his place is.
Well, could definitely distract them.
I was gonna make a Baldur's Gate joke, but then I realized that people might not have gotten there. Yep. So I'm not gonna make it. I think Andy gets it. But yeah. As the party kind of sits down, discusses might be, I'll probably call it here. You guys have the full week to discuss what exactly it is, how you want to do it, how you want to proceed.
So,
Jake,
We all know that's not gonna happen.
Well,
Jake,
I'm
question.
just giving you the option. Look,
how much would a book like the one that just got destroyed run for?
if you're estimating for an actual cost, I'm not even gonna make you roll on intelligence. Something like that is probably really precious, especially considering it seems to have information that others wouldn't have. At least 150 to 250 gold.
That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's a lot for a normal person.
well, I
At
have
the
a
sa-
bomb.
No, we're not blowing up a library to get me out of fucking debt fees.
Oh no, I was gonna say we plant the bomb in the noble's mailbox.
He opens
Stay
it.
in
Do
there.
what?
He gets glitter bombed.
He opens it. Yeah, he gets glitter bombed, and then we go and we secure the tickets.
I mean, but he has guards. What do you do with the guards?
They all suffer some falls.
Maybe we should just do it the quiet way, so we don't alert everyone in the city that we're stealing from him.
For what
Yeah,
it's
no,
worth.
we're playing Jake's game, not Andrew's game.
Truth.
For what it's worth, I can walk through walls now.
Nice.
You can what?
What?
I can walk through walls for a minute, or a little more than a minute.
And
Why are we even having this conversation? Just have Vestelle walk up there, crawl through, grab the shit, and then walk out.
yeah,
That's
she can just
possible.
climb up the wall too. Just walk through the floor.
That's what I'm saying. She crawls up.
Yeah.
And
phases
invisibility is
through,
a minute,
grab it.
right? So
It's
that's
10 minutes.
Invisibility is an hour.
Or it's an
Oh,
hour,
okay.
yeah, I think, for the first
oh,
one.
even
Greater is
better.
10.
So
Yeah, greater is 10.
Mm.
You guys
I
have
thought
one?
greater was a minute because it's like more combat focused.
No, it might be a minute.
It's either 1 minute or 10 minutes.
It's a minute, yeah.
Greater is